Our home away from home, Kirby Fieldhouse. Hello again and welcome back to Lafayette College. Mike Zambelli alongside Rich Baxa, and now we are down to the final game. The Boys 4A District 11 Championship. Whitehall meeting Stroudsburg for the District Gold. Coach, you look back over the last 23 years in the top district prize, the East Penn Conference has won 22 of the last 23 meetings. If the Mountain Valley Conference is going to start to get, earn that respect, they have to start winning these types of games.
And they have a young man, Ken Lacey, on their team that would like to be the first member of a Mountain Valley team to take away that long-standing run of East Penn League champions.
You look at the Mountain Valley Conf Stroudsburg, there's only been 2 years of the Mountain Valley Conference, and they have won both of their crowns. They've only been beaten once in the 2 years, and that happened this year. But you talk about the Mountaineers, and they come in tonight at 23-4. Lacey is their man. He's coming off a 38 performance against Pocono Mountain.
At 6'9", he's a force inside. He has a nice touch around the basket. He can step out and also shoot the basketball from the perimeter. He runs the court well. He does a lot for this team offensively, inside and outside, and certainly Ron Hassler's going to have to address his offensive skills.
95 points they scored against Pocono Mountain in the semifinal round. Donnelly also chipped in with a career-high 22 points, so they like to put the points on the board.
And we also can't forget Al Bassani.
Right.
Al Bassani has also been very successful in the last couple of weeks in putting up some numbers to help balance the scoring. It's an offensive team that can put points on the board, but they're going to have to deal with the Ron Hassler-type defense. That's going to be a matchup that's going to try to take away, one, the running game, two, the inside strength of this team, Ken Lacey.
For Ron Hassler's Whitehall Zephyrs, they are the East Penn Conference champs. 18-0 in the East Penn Conference. They are now 21-5. They're looking to get back that district gold medal. They won 4 in a row with the last one in 1992. It's been a little bit of a dry spell, but they're back, and this is where they wanted to be this season.
Exactly right. And Ron Hassler will have his team ready to do what they have to do defensively. And a key component there, I think, Mike, is going to be Jeremy Berg. The 6'8" youngster has played well in the postseason. He's going to have the task of anchoring down that matchup. We'll concentrate, as we said, on Mr. Lacey inside. So Ron has done his homework, and I'm sure we're going to see a defense designed to keep this to a low-scoring game and to get them back into the district title crown that they're looking for, since they haven't won one since 1992.
We'll talk more about these two teams in just a moment, but first of all, we're going to take a short break and introduce you to tonight's starters in just a moment.